Okay, hi everybody. We're now on page 25 and we're going to learn your biggest piece yet, nostalgia. And this is actually a duet, but we're going to work on your part first. And it's in the middle C position, so go ahead and get your hands in the middle C position. And I want you to notice a few things about the piece, that it starts on treble G in the right hand. Now just go down the first measure of each line and tell me what finger is going to play at the beginning of each line. Notice it's treble G again for the right hand. So if you want to grab your pencil, you could go ahead and write finger 5 in measure 5 for the right hand. And again in measure 9, you could write down finger 5, just so that every time the right hand comes in, you're very confident when you're switching from the right side over to the left, knowing what finger goes first. What about in measure 13? It's a different note there. It's treble G down a second, so what would that be? Hopefully you're saying hopefully you're saying F right now. F. So that would be finger 4. So go ahead and write finger 4. I think it's a good idea. I left these numbers out on purpose so that it would be a little exercise for you to figure out. Finger 4 there. And then left hand starts on middle C down a third, which is A, with a third finger. And notice if you just follow that down to the next line, it's the same note. So you could put another 3 there if you like to help yourself out. Again in measure 11, finger 3 again for the left hand. Now the last line is also different for the left hand. So instead of an A, isn't it down one step from A? So what finger would that be? And hopefully you're all saying 4. So that's 4 on a G. Okay, so notice sometimes I say the names of the notes, and the names are important, but the interval reading is just as important, if not more important at this stage, because you want to see the relationship between all the notes. And that's more important once you start playing, big chords, when you have to see relationships between many notes in each hand. You have to really just be reading intervallic relationships, not names of notes, because it's much quicker to see the relationship than it is to name every note. Okay, so let's try this out. You're going to be in middle C position, and we're starting with treble G. 1, 2, it's piano, here we go. Third, second, left hand 3, down a third, down a second. Right hand is almost the same. Now walk it down in seconds. A, down a second. Up a second, up a second, treble G. Left hand 3. Okay, now heads up, measure 13, finger 4 on F. And finger 4 in the left, G, A. There is a new sign at the end of this piece also. See the tiny RIT dot? That stands for ritardando. You can see a description of it on page 23 if you like. Ritardando is a very common Italian word for gradually slower. So at the end, we'll do a little, just slowing it down, the tempo a little bit. Okay, well, I'm going to be joined now by my TA, Alex Parra. So come on up, Alex. I'll get him another bench. And he is going to play your part with you. And he'll play a little bit loud so that you can follow him and not get confused by my part. If you have a family member or a friend that can play the teacher's part on page 24, go ahead and maybe move your part up an octave so it's more comfortable to play with them. All right, so we're going to go about 1, 2, ready, and. rewind and do it again if you would like to get more practice at it. Thanks, Alex.